welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Sharon, aka the Melanin Nostalgic Runner, and we are doing another Get Fit With Me series, yoga edition. And yes, the braids are down. I am so glad to have the natural hair back. I feel fresh. I feel ready to go. But as much as I'm happy that I did that, I'm also kind of sad because it is literally winter outside in Chicago right now. It is barely in the 30s. It feels like 29. And I can't even wrap my head around how this would happen. Like it literally, and by the way, today is Halloween, so I'm filming this on Halloween. I got my, I got some of the Halloween fall colors right here in my, where I'm wearing. But yeah, no, it literally went from last Tuesday was almost in the 80s. And now we're like 29. Only in the Midwest, baby. Only in the Midwest where you get this kind of change in the weather. The good news is, though, if you may hear this or might notice this, I'm not congested. As much as I can't stand the cold weather, that's the only time when my allergies are not mad at me. So the cold weather is like one of the only times of the year where I'm like, if I'm feeling congested or whatever, it might be because I'm actually sick and not because I have allergies. It's like the only time when that happens. Any other time of the year, I can't breathe. It's just, it is what it is. But anyway, that's not why we're here. The yoga instructor whose video we're going to be featuring today is actually Yoga with Adrienne, the first person who I started off doing the yoga with on YouTube. She has a Halloween one. It is called Bride of Plankenstein. You can already kind of tell what we're going to be doing in this practice. I'm excited. It should be roughly 15 minutes, about a little bit over 15 minutes. And it is yoga for back pain. So I know just from, my personal training background, it probably means we're going to be working on the core. So I'm excited. I'm ready to get into it. And a couple of her practices lately have been a little bit more chilled. I'm ready to hopefully get a good workout in and see what it does. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. So in this practice today, we're going to start in a tabletop position, doing some cat-cow motions for a couple breaths. And from there, after doing the cat-cow for a couple breaths, we are then going to hover for, I believe, like 5 to 10 seconds. Not too long. It wasn't too bad. And then we're going to go back to that tabletop position and then kind of move our hips the opposite direction while we look the other way, kind of getting ourselves a side stretch. And from there, we're going to make our way to our first downward facing dog. And then we're going to have this interesting sequence within this downward facing dog where we do end up making our way to the back of the mat, kind of walking back in a standing forward bend. Also, before we do end up in that standing forward bend, I did forget to mention we also did do a child's pose in between there before we made our way to our first downward facing dog, along with a puppy posture pose as well. From the standing forward bend, we are going to make our way to our first mountain pose for the practice. Just kind of getting in touch with our breath. And then from there, we're going to make our way back to that standing forward bend. And then we're going to make the walk with our hands into our first plank. And we're going to be holding it for a couple breaths. And then once we do the just the plank, and also with this plank, I should mention, you have the option of doing a full plank like I did in this practice, or to start off with, you can start with being on your knees, and then from there, incorporating a side plank on each side. And you could do the easier version of what I did. I kind of went a little bit more gradual with the side plank, but went all in on the regular plank. And that's kind of the sequence, and we're going to be repeating it and then kind of making it slightly more difficult each time. So, and I think I forgot, but the first time we do this sequence, we are just doing just the plank, but then the second time around, we are doing a plank with the two side planks. And with the second plank, you have the option of making a full plank Or if it is easier for you, you could stay with just doing a half plank with being on your knees. But eventually, the third and fourth time we do the sequence, we do want to be in the full plank. And then we are going to incorporate on the side plank. I didn't do this, but you could either do it where you end up having your leg up or doing a tree pose. I opted for the kickstand, but whatever works for you. But we're going to be doing this a total of 4 times. From the Cobra Pros, we then are going to make our way back to the tabletop position, and then we're going to extend one leg out, looking opposite ways, kind of giving ourselves a nice little stretch, and then doing the same thing on the opposite side as well. And then we are going to go back to that sequence that, as mentioned before, with the plank and then the side plank. From the Cobra Pros, we then are going to make our way back to the tabletop position, and then we're going to extend one leg out, looking opposite ways, kind of giving ourselves a nice little stretch, and then doing the same thing on the opposite side as well. And then we are going to go back to that sequence that, as mentioned before, with the plank and then the side plank. After our final side plank pose on each side, we are going to make our way back on our belly to another cobra pose one more time. And then from there, we're going to do just the regular child's pose versus the extended child's pose with our legs together. Next, we're going to transition and lie on our back. And then we're going to do, once lying on our back, we're going to prepare for a bridge. And we're going to do the bridge 2 times. And then from the bridge pose, we then are going to make our way to a supine twist on each side, basically cooling off and getting to the point where we're going to prepare for Shavasana. And then we actually are going to close in Shavasana itself. So that pretty much will conclude this practice for today. Hi, so that does conclude the video for today. How I'm going to rate that. I'm gonna rate it a 9. It's not quite a 10 because I was expecting it to be just a little bit more challenging, just a little bit. That's the only reason why I didn't rate it a 10, but I did enjoy it. It was fun. I did get warm, so that's always good. I did sweat a little bit. I did get a workout from it. So it was we're leaning more towards the more active yoga versus the restorative. So I was very happy with that, very pleased with that. And also it was fun because like she did a Halloween theme. So I would definitely check out her channel and do the routine yourself because it was kind of cute that she did like a Halloween like theme. She was basically, I'm not even gonna spoil it. And also in the title, when I mentioned what the title of the video was, it's kind of a huge hint of what she was dressed as or who she was dressed as. Anyway, I did enjoy it. I got a little bit more of a workout in this one than the last one, mainly because my cat wasn't as involved, so it was easy to be more present. But yeah, I would definitely check out the video. I would definitely do it. I do feel a little bit more energized, so I think I am going to actually run to the gym, work out at the gym, and then run home. So I'm happy for that reason because I'm just like, okay, I'm extra motivated now. But anyway, that does conclude the video. I gotta go. I have a meeting. Please like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of the content. It's your girl Sharon, aka Melon, Nostalgic Runner, and I'll see you next time. Bye.